Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how I would use burgundy eyeshadow. I think a lot of people are very intimidated by burgundy eyeshadow and they think that it either wouldn't look good on them or they really don't know how to use it without it looking crazy. So that's what we're going to do today. And I'm going to use a combination of MAC and Makeup Geek eyeshadows. And for all the MAC eyeshadows that I use in the description box, I'm going to give you a substitute so that you can substitute a Makeup Geek eyeshadow for the MAC ones that I'm using. Because one of the shadows I'm going to use is limited edition discontinued by MAC, but there is a Makeup Geek equivalent, I just don't own it. Alright, so very first thing we're going to do is put down an eyeshadow base. I'm going to start with MAC Painterly Paint Pot. So just, whatever you normally use for your eyeshadow base, begin with that. And I'm just going to put that all over the eye area. And that's just going to neutralize any discoloration or veining that you've got going on. Concealer also works really well as an eyeshadow base, so if you've never tried that, that's also a good thing to do, or a good thing to use. Yeah, I was playing around with this look on Saturday. What I'm about to do right now, I did on Saturday. And I didn't film a video on Saturday because I normally don't have time to do a video on Saturday. On the weekends we've got so much going on that it's just impossible. So I tried something different with my eyeshadows and I absolutely loved it. And it included a burgundy eyeshadow. And I said to myself, I gotta do a video about this because, like I said, I think a lot of people don't know how to use burgundy eyeshadow. They've tried to use it a number of different ways and it just ends up looking crazy. So I said, I gotta pass this along for anybody that has never done this before. Alright, so my eyes are primed with MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and the next thing I'm going to do is my brow bone highlight, and I'm going to use MAC Blanc Type, and it's just a off-white matte shadow. It's actually the matte square, I believe, formula, and use a brush if you want to. I find that I get much better precise placement and blending with my fingers. So it's just a nice creamy color. I start right where the arch is and then blend outward and a little bit downward. Don't go any further in though because it'll look crazy. Trying to be careful because I've already done my brows. And this is a very pigmented creamy eyeshadow. So I'm going to put in the description box though something you can substitute for this color by Makeup Geek. When she developed her line, I think she did it with the intention of someone who was a big MAC Cosmetics fan, and she did a lot of very similar colors. She does have some unique things that she created with her own ideas too, but there are a lot of MAC dupes in the Makeup Geek shadows. So I'll put the Makeup Geek equivalent in the description box for this. Okay, so I've got the Blanc Type on. Now the next thing I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to go ahead and use the burgundy next. This is MAC Deep Damson. It's a pro color, but you can get it on the MAC website. And it's just a really pigmented burgundy eyeshadow. And once again, I'll put the Makeup Geek equivalent of this in the description box. Now, one of the things that I feel like really helps with this is the type of brush that you use to apply this. For this shade and where we're going to place it, I would recommend some type of brush that has this kind of dome shape to it. This is a Real Techniques base shadow brush, and it just came with their starter eye kit set, but it has that kind of dome shape to it, and I feel like that really helps with the placement of the eyeshadow, because this is going to be our transition shade, believe it or not. So just put some on the brush and just start with a small amount, because you can always add more, but if you put a lot on to start with, it's just going to be more difficult to blend out, and it's going to make it more work for you. So I'm going to go right in the crease, but on like the upper part of the crease. And I'm going to start on the outside here, and I'm just going to go straight on with my brush and then bring it in a little bit. You don't have to go all the way in. I would say go about 2/3 of the way in. So I'm going straight on, but I'm also trying to keep it in that upper part of the spectrum, or the space, I should say. Okay, now I guess I didn't put quite enough on my brush, but like I said, it's easier to add a little more than it is to put too much on there and then try to blend everything out. I mean, why make more work for yourself than what you have to? This is a really, really pigmented eyeshadow, and it's a, you know, pretty intense color. So baby steps. Okay, now I see a spot right here that looks like it's concentrated for whatever reason. So I'm gonna try to blend that spot out a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna try to duplicate that on the other side. This time I'm going to put a little bit more on my brush so that hopefully I won't have to go in a second time. Alright, so we're going to go straight on with the brush. I like to start on the outside part and then work my way in. Okay, it looks pretty crazy at this stage of the game, but at the end, it's all going to come together. I always think that when I watch people doing tutorials, I always think to myself, oh my god, that does not look good. But then, you know, if you watch the whole thing, at the end, it's like, wow, I wouldn't have thought that would look like that. Okay, so, alright, we've got our burgundy on. Now, the next shade I'm going to use is, I'm going to do the lid shade next. And I'm going to use MAC Smoke and Diamonds. This was a limited edition eyeshadow from many years ago, but Makeup Geek has a dupe for this. Well, I don't know that I would call it a dupe. It's pretty similar but not exact. So this is what we're going to put on our lids, and I'm just going to use a MAC shader brush, which is the 239, but whatever you have for this, you know, flat type brush to apply your lid shade. Sometimes I just, you know, ever since I've been getting into the ColourPop eyeshadows now, I'm using my fingers more and more. So sometimes I just put my lid color on with my fingers now. But you really can't beat the 239 brush for applying the lid shade. Okay, now the last shade that we're going to use is a Makeup Geek eyeshadow, and it's one of the foiled ones, and it's called Mesmerized. So this is one of her foiled eyeshadows. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, believe it or not, I'm going to use that same brush that I used for the Burgundy. I'm going to use it with this, and I'm going to put this color in my crease, and by using the same brush, it's just kind of merge those two colors together nicely. So what you want to do is you want to put this more in the crease. Try to stay away from that upper area, otherwise you won't be able to see the Burgundy. So the completed look, the Burgundy is going to be peeking out from this purple shade, and it just, I don't know, I really like these colors together. So let's put some of that Mesmerized on my brush and go right in the crease and try to stay in the actual crease. Yeah, a lot of times on Saturdays when I know I'm not going to have time to film, I'll try different things that I'm not sure, you know, how they're going to work out, because I don't really want to do anything crazy on a day that I'm filming. But yeah, I like to experiment on Saturdays, and you know, sometimes I like the end result, sometimes I don't, and this was one of those days that I was really happy with it, because I really wasn't sure about putting these shades together, but I really like them. I love this color combination, and I think I said to you guys one time that I couldn't wear purple and that I have a lot of red in my skin, so who would think that I would be able to wear a purple and a burgundy? So if I can wear this, anybody can. And I think if you have a different skin tone than mine, if you're darker or warmer than I am, this is going to look even better on you. But I really feel like anybody can do this look, and it's going to look nice. You want to go right in that socket, that fold, with this color. Try to stay away from that upper part of the crease area. Okay, now I'm going to take another brush. I'm going to use the e.l.f. C brush. Anything that you have like with this type of shape to it, and these make really great blending brushes. And I'm just going to very lightly, because this brush is so intense, it blends things out like you would not believe. So I'm just going to very lightly go right between the brow bone highlight and the transition shade, just so that it'll be a little bit more blended and not so stark of a difference. So just very lightly. And then I like to go on the edge here. And I go even with the outside corner of my eye straight up to the eyebrow and just blend out anything that's right there. And then right between, very, very gently, because you don't want to undo anything that you did. Okay, now with these strong colors, especially with the burgundy, I find that if I'm going to use a really strong color like that, black eyeliner is your best bet. For some reason, black eyeliner really complements a strong color that's in your eye look. So I'm going to use Maybelline Master Kajal Cream Kohl Eyeliner in Onyx Rush. And I'm going to tightline. Just because that's what I do, that's my thing. I love eyeliner and the tight line. I know the thing these days is more to do eyeliner on top of the lash line and then wing it out and all that, but you know, do your own thing, be your own person, don't follow what everybody else is doing, do what you think looks good on you. This eyeliner, it makes tight lining so easy. It just glides on. It's lasting a long time too. I have this in every color that they make it in. I use the black, the brown, and the gray the most. I really haven't used the blue one very much, but yeah, they're really nice eyeliners. I really enjoyed them. Okay, and now what I like to do is I like to go just a little bit, very lightly, along the lower lash line. Not on the waterline and not under the lashes, but right on the lash line, very lightly. My camera shut off, and I don't know how much room there's going to be to continue with this, so I'm going to try to keep going and put as much into this as I can. But all I have left to do at this point, I'm just finishing up with the eyeliner here, is my mascara. That's the last step. So if it cuts off again, all I'm doing is putting on mascara. And this is Wet n Wild Max Volume Plus Mascara. Okay, I'm gonna go take my hair down and I'll be right back. So that's the completed look, and that's my tutorial on how to use burgundy eyeshadow. So if you have never tried it before, or you've tried it before and you didn't like the way you tried it, try using it as a transition shade with a purple on top in the crease, and I think that you'll be really surprised at the results. And so that's it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!